Imagine a brotherhood of warrior monks so powerful that kings borrowed money from them, and so secretive that whispers of their hidden treasure still echo across the centuries. Who were these men in white mantles marked with a red cross, and what became of their legendary fortune? This is the story of the Knights Templar, and the shadowy origins of their lost treasure. The birth of the order. The story of the Knights Templar begins in 1119, just 2 decades after the First Crusade. 9 French knights, led by Hugues de Payens, swore vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. But unlike ordinary monks, their mission was not prayer, it was protection. They dedicated themselves to safeguarding Christian pilgrims traveling the dangerous roads to Jerusalem. At first, their small band lived humbly in the ruins of Solomon's temple, giving rise to their name, the poor fellow soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, or simply, the Knights Templar. But their humility wouldn't last long. Within a decade, the Templars caught the attention of Bernard of Clairvaux, one of the most influential churchmen of the Middle Ages. With his support, the Templars won official recognition from Pope Honorius II in 1129, transforming them from an obscure group of knights into a sanctioned military order with the full power of the Catholic Church behind them. From poverty to power. Though they called themselves poor, the Templars quickly became anything but. Noble families eager to support the crusading cause donated land, gold, and serfs to the order. Soon, the Templars owned estates not just in the Holy Land, but across Europe, in France, England, Spain, and beyond. They were warriors, yes, but also savvy administrators. They farmed their lands, collected rents, and built a network of preceptories, regional headquarters, that stretched from Portugal to the Middle East. Perhaps their most revolutionary contribution, however, was in finance. Pilgrims could deposit money with the Templars in Europe, receive a coded letter, and then withdraw funds safely in Jerusalem. In effect, the Templars invented a medieval banking system. Kings and nobles, constantly in need of funds for wars and crusades, soon turned to the Templars as lenders. The order's wealth and influence skyrocketed. They became the guardians of treasure, not just their own but that of monarchs who trusted them more than their own treasuries. By the 13th century, the Knights Templar had become one of the most powerful institutions in Christendom, answering to no king, only the Pope. The seeds of mystery. With power came secrecy. The Templars developed their own rituals and maintained strict discipline. Outsiders began to whisper about what happened inside their commanderies. Did they uncover sacred relics in Jerusalem? Did they guard the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or even secret knowledge hidden beneath Solomon's temple? Though these claims were largely fueled by later legends, one fact is undeniable: the Templars amassed an enormous treasure. Chroniclers of the time wrote of gold, silver, jewels, and sacred relics flowing into their coffers. But just as quickly as they rose, their fortunes would take a dark turn. By the early 14th century, the order's immense wealth had drawn the envy of kings, and the stage was set for betrayal, downfall, and the mysterious disappearance of their treasure. Transition to Part 2. As we leave the first chapter of this story, the Knights Templar stand at the height of their power, warrior monks, masters of finance, and guardians of a treasure that stirred both awe and suspicion. But what happens when kings grow jealous, when debts cannot be repaid, and when whispers of heresy give rulers an excuse to strike? The answer lies in one of the most infamous betrayals in history, and the vanishing of the Templars' fortune. The king's greed and the seeds of betrayal. By the early 14th century, the Knights Templar were at the height of their power. They commanded armies, lent money to kings, and held more wealth than almost any institution in Europe. But their prosperity also made them a target. King Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, owed enormous debts to the Templars. His coffers were empty after years of wars, and the Templars' wealth became too tempting to ignore. Rumors swirled in Philip's court: the order was secretive, possibly heretical, and surely hoarding unimaginable riches. Philip saw an opportunity. If he could destroy the Templars and seize their treasure, he could erase his debts and eliminate a powerful organization that answered only to the Pope. Friday the 13th, 1307, the arrests. On Friday, October 13th, 1307, a day that would live in infamy, Philip IV ordered the mass arrest of the Templars in France. Hundreds of knights, including Grand Master Jacques de Molay, were seized simultaneously. They were accused of heresy, blasphemy, and sodomy, charges many historians believe were fabricated to justify their destruction. The arrests shocked Europe. Knights who had once been invincible were thrown into dungeons, tortured, and forced to confess to crimes they may not have committed. During interrogations, many Templars admitted to sins under extreme torture, fueling the king's narrative. The French crown then moved to confiscate all Templar properties, lands, and assets. The mystery of the treasure. Here's where history becomes murky. Despite Philip IV's thorough search, much of the Templar treasure was never found. Chronicles of the time describe gold, silver, jewels, and sacred relics disappearing almost overnight. Some of the treasure may have been hidden in secret vaults beneath Templar commanderies. Others speculate that loyal knights smuggled the gold out of France before the arrests. Certain legends even suggest that the Holy Grail or other sacred artifacts were among the missing treasures, adding a layer of religious mystique to the tale. By the time Pope Clement V officially dissolved the order in 1312, the Templars were gone, but their treasure remained elusive. Trials and executions. The Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, endured a grueling trial. For months, he was tortured yet refused to admit to the fabricated charges. Eventually, he was condemned to death. In March 1314, de Molay was burned at the stake on an island in the Seine River in Paris. As the flames consumed him, he reportedly cursed both King Philip and Pope Clement, declaring that they would soon meet divine justice. Within a year, both men died, Philip IV of a sudden illness and Pope Clement V shortly after. The deaths fueled the legend that de Molay's curse had come true and deepened the mystique surrounding the Templar treasure. If it had vanished, who had it? And where? Theories of the hidden wealth. Several theories attempt to explain the disappearance of the treasure. 1. Smuggled out of France, loyal Templars may have hidden the gold and valuables in safe locations, possibly in Scotland, Portugal, or the Mediterranean. 2. Buried in secret tunnels, some historians claim the Templars used hidden passageways beneath Parisian commanderies and the Temple of Solomon replica in Paris to hide their riches. 3. Stolen by the crown, some of the treasure was undoubtedly seized by King Philip, though records indicate it was never enough to cover his debts. 4. Lost to time, wars, theft, and natural decay could have scattered and destroyed portions of the treasure, leaving only fragments behind. Whatever the truth, the treasure's disappearance cemented the Templars' legend as both victims and conspirators. The spread of the mystery across Europe. After the dissolution of the order, whispers of hidden Templar riches spread like wildfire. Noble families, adventurers, and scholars searched far and wide for the lost treasure. Legends claimed that Templar gold had funded secret societies, influenced wars, and even reached the Americas centuries before Columbus. The Templars became symbols of secrecy and occult knowledge. Every hidden vault, castle, or crypt in Europe was examined by treasure hunters. Some claimed to find coins or artifacts, but nothing definitive ever surfaced. The beginning of modern Templar legends. By the 18th and 19th centuries, the Templars had become a staple of European folklore. Writers and historians speculated endlessly about the order's hidden wealth and secret rituals. Freemasons and other secret societies adopted Templar symbolism, further mystifying the legend. Movies, novels, and conspiracy theories later fueled the idea that the Templar treasure was not only vast but also enchanted or cursed, guarded by secret codes or cryptic maps. The story of the Templars' downfall is chilling, but the mystery of their lost treasure is far from solved. Where did the treasure go? Did it survive through hidden vaults, secret voyages, or clandestine orders? And could some of it still exist, hidden somewhere in Europe, or even beyond? The beginning of Templar myths. After the fall of the Templars in 1312, their treasure became the stuff of legend. Some claimed it was merely gold and silver, others whispered that it included sacred relics like the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or even secret documents exposing the Vatican's deepest secrets. Europe was captivated. Tales spread in whispers through taverns, monasteries, and royal courts. The secrecy surrounding the Templars only fueled speculation. How could an order so wealthy vanish almost overnight? And why did no one find their treasure despite extensive searches? Secret societies and the treasure. Over the centuries, the Templar legacy merged with the rise of secret societies. The Freemasons, for example, adopted Templar symbols and claimed a spiritual connection to the Knights. Some theories suggest that surviving Templars formed clandestine groups to protect the treasure. These groups were said to hide gold and sacred artifacts in hidden vaults across Europe. Many legends point to France, Scotland, Portugal, and even the Mediterranean islands as possible hiding spots. The treasure, it was believed, was not only material but symbolic, a repository of ancient knowledge, mystical relics, and the secrets of the Templars' rituals. The treasure in France. In France, several theories claim that Templar gold was hidden in secret tunnels beneath Paris. The former Temple Commandery, where the Order's French headquarters stood, is said to have subterranean vaults leading to unknown chambers. Other legends point to cathedrals, castles, and abbeys across the country. Some explorers in the 18th and 19th centuries even claimed to find coins, chalices, or manuscripts linked to the Templars, but the authenticity of these findings remains disputed. Scotland and the Knights' escape. Scotland plays a significant role in many Templar treasure legends. Some historians argue that a small number of knights escaped France before Philip IV's crackdown. They allegedly brought portions of the treasure with them, depositing it in secret castles and monasteries. Scottish castles like Rosslyn Chapel, built in the 15th century, are often cited as possible hiding places for Templar relics. Carved symbols and mysterious architecture fuel speculation that Templar secrets, and possibly treasure, remain concealed within. Portugal, safe haven of the Templars. Portugal offered refuge to the Templars after their dissolution. The Portuguese branch of the order transformed into the Order of Christ, with royal protection. Some theorists suggest that much of the treasure, including gold, artifacts, and secret knowledge, was safely transferred to Portugal. From there, it could have financed expeditions, including voyages to the New World. Could the Templars' influence have reached the Americas long before Columbus? Some legends say yes, citing unexplained wealth and mysterious artifacts found in South America. The Holy Grail connection. No Templar treasure legend is complete without mention of the Holy Grail. Some myths claim that the Grail, whether a cup, chalice, or sacred relic, was hidden by the Templars after the fall of Jerusalem. Secret maps, coded manuscripts, and cryptic symbols in Templar architecture are said to point to its location. Writers and historians like Gerard de Cide and Bygent and Lee expanded on these ideas in the 20th century, connecting the Grail with hidden European treasures and secret bloodlines. Modern searches and explorations. From the 19th century to today, treasure hunters, historians, and conspiracy theorists have sought the Templar treasure. Rosslyn Chapel, Scotland, researchers examine carvings and cryptic symbols, believing they might mark hidden caches. Château de Gisors, France, legends claim the Templars hid gold here before being arrested. Portugal, some argue that old church vaults hold secret Templar wealth. The Americas, theories suggest Templar treasure might have financed early explorers or even secret colonies. Despite centuries of searching, no confirmed discovery of the full treasure has ever been made. This only adds to its mystique. Why the treasure remains a legend. Several factors make the Templar treasure legendary. 1. Secrecy of the order. The Templars were highly disciplined, with secret rituals and coded communication. 2. Sudden fall. Their swift arrest and the rapid confiscation of their assets left a vacuum of knowledge. 3. Political motivation. Many nobles and kings had reasons to erase records of Templar wealth. 4. Mystical reputation. Rumors of sacred relics and the Grail elevated material gold to spiritual significance. Together, these elements created a story that has survived for over 700 years, a story that mixes fact, legend, and conspiracy into an enduring mystery. The Templars' treasure may never be found, but the search continues. Modern explorers, historians, and even filmmakers still chase the legends. The hunt continues. Even centuries after the Templars' dissolution, adventurers and historians have never stopped searching for their lost treasure. From underground vaults in France to hidden chambers in Scotland and Portugal, the allure of unimaginable wealth and secret knowledge continues to captivate the imagination. Modern treasure hunters use advanced tools, ground-penetrating radar, 3D mapping, and archival research, to follow the trail of the vanished gold. Despite countless expeditions, no definitive treasure has been recovered, preserving the Templar mystery. Archaeological clues. While no treasure hoard has surfaced, some archaeological sites provide tantalizing hints. Rosslyn Chapel, Scotland, built in the 15th century, the chapel features intricate carvings and hidden symbolism. Some researchers believe these markings point to secret Templar knowledge or possibly a hidden vault. Château de Gisors, France, legends claim Templar gold was buried beneath this castle. Excavations have uncovered hidden chambers, though no treasure has been found. Portuguese churches and monasteries. The Order of Christ, the Portuguese successor of the Templars, may have safeguarded portions of the treasure. Vaults, old ledgers, and hidden reliquaries suggest careful preservation of wealth and artifacts. These clues are inconclusive, but they keep the legend alive, inspiring new generations of historians and treasure hunters. The Templars in conspiracy theories. The Knights Templar and their lost treasure occupy a central place in modern conspiracy theories. Some of the most popular theories include: 1. The Holy Grail connection. Many believe the treasure included the Grail or a sacred relic that grants divine power. This theory inspired books and films like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. 2. Secret societies. The Freemasons, Rosicrucians, and other organizations are often claimed to descend from surviving Templars, allegedly safeguarding portions of the treasure or secret knowledge. 3. Hidden wealth financing exploration. Some suggest Templar gold funded secret voyages to the New World, predating or influencing early colonial expeditions. 4. Coded maps and mystical knowledge. Legends claim the treasure includes maps, scrolls, or texts containing ancient secrets, lost knowledge, or even the formula for alchemy. Whether fact or fiction, these theories have cemented the Templars in popular culture and fueled worldwide fascination. The Templars in pop culture. The mystery of the Templar treasure has inspired novels, movies, and games. The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown explores Templar myths, secret societies, and hidden relics. Assassin's Creed video games center on the Templars and their treasure as a key plot device. Movies like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade draw on legends of sacred Templar artifacts. Through literature and media, the Templar's story transcends history, blending fact, legend, and fantasy. Lessons from the lost treasure. Beyond wealth and legend, the Templar's story teaches enduring lessons about power, secrecy, and human ambition. 1. The fragility of power. The Templars rose to unprecedented wealth and influence, but even the strongest institutions can collapse under political pressure. 2. The allure of secrets. Hidden knowledge and treasure have fascinated humans for centuries. Mysteries persist because they capture the imagination and promise adventure. 3. The intersection of history and myth. Facts, legends, and conspiracy theories often intertwine. The Templar treasure reminds us that history is not only what is recorded but also what is imagined. Could the treasure still exist? The ultimate question remains unanswered: does the Knights Templar treasure still exist? Many historians doubt that all the wealth survived intact. Wars, theft, and confiscation likely dispersed much of it. Yet the possibility that some portion remains hidden in vaults, tunnels, or crypts keeps the legend alive. In France, Scotland, Portugal, and even other parts of Europe, treasure hunters continue to explore ruins, guided by cryptic maps, ancient manuscripts, and old legends. Every discovery, even a fragment of coin, chalice, or Templar artifact, fuels speculation that the lost treasure has not been fully recovered. The enduring legacy. The Knights Templar left an indelible mark on history. Their military prowess, banking innovations, and architectural achievements shaped medieval Europe. But their lost treasure and secretive ways left something equally powerful, a myth that endures for centuries. Today, the Templars symbolize mystery, adventure, and the allure of hidden knowledge. From scholars to conspiracy theorists, their story fascinates anyone drawn to the intersection of history, wealth, and secrecy. Even without the treasure, the legacy of the Templars continues to inspire writers, filmmakers, and adventurers worldwide. The allure of the unknown, the promise of discovery, and the thrill of history hidden in shadows ensure that the Knights Templar will never be forgotten. The Knights Templar were more than warriors; they were financiers, architects, and guardians of secrets that captivated kings and commoners alike. Their treasure, whether real or legendary, embodies human fascination with wealth, power, and mystery. As long as explorers dig, historians research, and storytellers write, the legend of the Templar treasure will endure. The treasure may be lost, but the story is eternal.